I have been dying to talk about Ousama ranking. The reason why I haven't been making a video on Ousama ranking is because the show has so much twists and turns, and I do not want to talk about a show while it's in the middle of twisting a narrative or turning a narrative. Ousama ranking is one of the greatest animes of all time. Let's call a spade a spade. Is it the greatest anime of all time? I don't think so. I think it's a 9 out of 10 show though. What makes the Ousama ranking so great, I think, sort of special than other shows, is that its art style. When you think about Studio Ghibli's works and how they have very childlike animation and childlike art styles, this is the very same thing that happens in Ousama ranking. Wit Studio is slowly turning into one of my favorite anime studios out there. Everything they do is just oozing of passion. They always adapt shows that they know they can improve upon. If you look at the manga of Ousama ranking, it's very simplistic, but if you look at the anime, it looks so beautiful. The amount of detail that what studio needs to add in this anime is absurd. I couldn't even imagine the creativity of these people to just add the simple coloring here or making Bochi looking more of like a human being than this like weird Scrabble looking thing that is in the manga. We gotta talk about Bochi. The reason why I watch this show, partially the art style, but definitely about Bochi and Kage having this friendship together, right? They're very pure. They like each other, they support each other's back, and Bochi himself is just a very likable person. You can't help to cheer him on, and you can't help to sympathize with Kage. I mean, his backstory is one of the saddest in the series, and with his mom being impaled in front of him, the whole clan just being absolutely abused, and even until recently, one of the Shadow Clan members was used as a teleporter from the upper world to the underworld. Just makes you want to love Kage more. People complain about how Kage and Bochi has like really good development in the first part of the anime, but not necessarily the second part of the anime. The reason being is because the second part of the anime mainly focuses on Miranjo. Miranjo has a lot of sad backstories going on with her. We know about Miranjo's backstory with having her mom absolutely getting betrayed by the village, her and Bozu going through adventures and, you know, vibing out and having a fun time. Miranjo is such an interesting character. She has a lot of flaws. She is essentially the main villain of the first part of the anime. We spent like at least an episode and a half on Miranjo's very tragic backstory. For me at least, it's very understandable for Miranjo to do the things that she does. And we also focus on the second part of the anime more towards Oken. Oh god, I love Oken so much. Oken's backstory is relating to Despa and Desha's backstory, right? These three are just brothers of the late king of the underworld. The backstory of these guys, oh my god. We could see that Oken used to be this very noble, very good sword man. Despa not having the skills, not having magic, but instead the intelligence of the greatest mind, I feel, in the anime. And I genuinely think that Desha is the greatest character in the show. He is such a complicated mess. I love him because he's just so charismatic. He's very brash. He just wants to be the king. He rules with an iron fist. But at the same time, in the backstory, we see him kill a fucking child very ruthlessly. Also, something to just keep in mind, every single character in Ousama ranking has a deeper meaning in it. It just goes to show how good the writing is in the show. Just a few examples here. Bochi is short for Bochi obviously being alone and Oji being prince. Healing, Queen Healing, is obviously because of her healing skills. Bozu is a little bit more obvious because boss, you know. Let's talk about the plot, because I need to do a lot of defending on this show. What I find very fascinating is that I thought there was going to be a lot more death if you think about it. from the beginning of the series till the end of the series, nobody got killed. Of course, Boss died, but he died from natural causes, so I wouldn't say that's being killed. The plot again has this way to just divert my expectations. There's countless of times where I thought Dorsha was gonna get killed. I thought Queen Hilling was somehow gonna die. And of course, we gotta talk about, when it comes to twists and turns, we gotta talk about Daida and fucking Miranjo being together, getting married. A lot of people don't like this part of the story. I understand where they come from. It's like a plot twist that really comes out of left field. Miranjo is a very, very hated character. Daida, we get to like him as time goes on. You have to understand that Daida and Miranjo's relationship spans back to when he was like a fucking baby. And I get he's like, what, 7 now, but like when he's literally like an infant. One of the last few jobs that Boaz gave Miranjo was to take care of Daida. This was just after Miranjo lost his body to the demon. It makes sense Daida was the only person can defend Miranjo. I'm not fully into this idea either. My sense of like reasoning is that she's like about 20 something years old and Daida's like 7. And something that I really don't like either is that the last episode is sort of a setup the second season. Ousama ranking though, what they do absolutely well, and I feel like everyone in this whole anime community could agree, is that it has amazing world building. It's a world with a ton of kingdoms, but every single kingdom in this show feels like they have its own story. If you think of the Shadow Clan, as I've stated before, if you think of King Bo and his dad, another show that has great world building is a video right here, Mushoku Tensei.